What would you do if you heard footsteps in your attic every night? But every time you checked, no one was there. Not a soul, not even a trace. Welcome to Friday 13, where we only tell true stories, no matter how terrifying. My name's Alex, and this isn't just a story. It's what happened to me. If you're here, you're ready to step into the shadows with me. So, lock your door, dim the lights, and let's dive into a nightmare that'll make you question every creak in your own home. Because what happened to me, it could happen to anyone. It all started with a sound. Something so small, you'd brush it off. But what if that sound was the first sign of something watching you? That's where my story begins. And trust me, you'll want to hear this, because if it can happen to me, it can happen to you. I just moved into this house, a quiet two-story place on the edge of town. It was a fresh start after a tough breakup, and I was finally feeling like things were looking up. The house was old but charming, with creaky floors and a dusty attic I hadn't even explored yet. That first night, I was exhausted from moving boxes, so I crashed early. But at exactly 3 a.m., I woke up to a sound that made my blood run cold. Footsteps. Slow, heavy footsteps, right above my bedroom. I lay there, frozen, telling myself it was just the house settling. But deep down, I knew it was too rhythmic, too deliberate, like someone was pacing up there. I grabbed a flashlight and crept upstairs, heart pounding. The attic door was shut, just like I'd left it. I pushed it open, shining the light into the darkness. Nothing, just old boxes and dust. I laughed it off, probably an animal, right? But as I turned to leave, I heard it again. A single, heavy footstep behind me. I spun around, but the attic was empty. That's when the fear set in. What if it wasn't an animal? What if something or someone was up there, hiding in the shadows? After that first night, it didn't stop. Every single night, at exactly 3 a.m., the footsteps would start, pacing back and forth, slow and deliberate. I tried everything, checked for loose floorboards, set up a camera, even called my buddy Mike to stay over. But every time we went up, there was nothing. No one, not even a trace. Mike thought I was losing it, but I could see the doubt in his eyes when he heard the footsteps too. Sure, one night, I decided to stay up and wait. At exactly 3 a.m., the footsteps began. But this time, I heard something else. A faint whisper, like someone breathing right beside me. I turned on the light, but the room was empty. So, if no one was up there, who or what was making those sounds? I started digging into the house's history. Turns out, the previous owner, Mrs. Evelyn Carter, had lived here for decades. She'd passed away peacefully in her sleep, but her son? He disappeared years ago, vanished without a trace. Locals whispered about strange noises coming from the house after he left, but no one ever found him. I even found an old journal tucked away in the attic, filled with frantic scribbles. It's not me. It's not me. It's not me. My stomach dropped. Whatever was happening, it had happened before. And now, it was happening to me. I couldn't take it anymore. The footsteps, the whispers, the feeling that I wasn't alone. I had to end it. So, I barricaded the attic door, set up my phone to record, and waited. At exactly 3 a.m., the footsteps started. Heavier, closer, like they were right above me. Then, the chair blocking the door began to shake, as if something was pushing against it. I grabbed the bat, heart racing, and shouted, "Who's there?" The footsteps stopped. Silence. But just as I let out a breath, I heard it. A voice, low and gravelly, whispering my name. Alex. It wasn't coming from the attic. It was coming from behind me. I turned around, but the room was empty. My phone beeped. The recording had stopped. When I played it back, I heard the footsteps, the whisper, and then something that made my blood run cold. A second voice, faint but clear, saying, "He's not alone." I wasn't the only one in the house, but who or what was with me? That's when I knew I had to get out. But as I reached for the front door, the footsteps started again. Only this time, they were coming down the stairs. I didn't wait to see what was coming. I bolted out of the house, into the street, and didn't look back. The next day, I moved out, leaving everything behind. But here's the thing. A week later, I got a call from the new tenant. He sounded shaken. "Hey man," he said, "do you ever hear footsteps?" I hung up without answering. Because deep down, I know it's still there, waiting for the next person to move in. And that's my story. Or as much as I can tell without losing what's left of my sanity. If you've ever heard a sound you can't explain, felt a presence you can't see, you're not alone. And if you've experienced something unexplainable, like footsteps in the dead of night, share it in the comments below. Maybe we can piece together what's lurking in the shadows. Subscribe to Friday 13 for more true horror stories that'll keep you awake long after the screen goes dark. Because next time you hear a creak in your house, who's really up there? Stay safe out there. I'll see you in the shadows.